Welcome to my channel. So today's topic is sometimes you want to just do the right thing. Today I planted a variety of plants. I planted society garlic and flowering annuals for birds and bees. I established last week I established a bunch of strawberry plants, which had to be protected with gopher wire protection. And I did that because it's the right thing to do, not because I was being paid. Producing flowering plants, or getting flowering plants to produce, I should say, is of benefit to everyone. And it does not cost a lot of money to have plants that flower. It just requires a slight bit of selecting plants that are of a nature that you want. And most plants will reproduce seeds and keep those seeds will fall on the ground, and you'll have that plant in that position unless a bird or a herbivore eats it all, or a gopher eats it all. You'll have those plants in position for a very long time without having to replant. Some plants require replanting or they don't do well. But in this case, I selected out things like alyssum, cilantro, dill. I selected out a mixture of drought-resistant plants for birds and bees, like zinnias and calendra, and a few others. I mean, it's a mix. I didn't make the mix. I don't have the mix bag with me, so I can't name them all. But these will reseed themselves year after year after year if they get to maturity and somebody doesn't come along with a mower and just mow them down. The biggest problem I've had with installing gardens is actually the humans taking care of the gardens and saying, hey, that didn't work the second year. And I ask, well, what did you do? And they said, well, we came in with it was a little too tall, and we came in with a lawnmower. We mowed it all down. And I'm like, well, if you hadn't mowed it all down, it would have done fine. So sometimes the explanation of what we're doing has to occur for the client to understand how to receive the flowers year after year after year, and how to selectively go in and remove the plants they don't want that are too tall without using a mower and just mowing everything down. There's a quote a long time ago that was, I thought, interesting. Mighty oak was just a acorn that held its ground. Now that also means that someone didn't come through with a lawnmower and mow it down, and it survived. And then they identified it as a tree they wanted, and humans left it alone, and deer left it alone, and squirrels and rats and herbivores of a variety of natures, and gophers and moles and voles left it alone to allow it to grow up to be a mighty oak. That requires a lot of not doing anything, a lot of not things happening. In other words, gophers did not eat it. Deer did not eat it. Humans did not cut it down with a lawnmower. People did not interfere with it. A lot of times it's human intervention that interferes with the ecosystem operating. And we can be as positive helping the environment as we are currently negative. There's absolutely no reasonable expectation for humans to just destroy everything. It's not reasonable. Many people plant things. I am one of those people that plant things. And so it's perfectly reasonable for people to go out and solve errors in their environment by planting very specific species that they want. In this case, I've done annual flowers. I've done a small variety of perennial flowers. The strawberries are going to be a perennial ground cover. I don't expect strawberries every year. I would expect that if they did produce strawberries, that the birds and the animals would get to them first, because they're much faster at getting to strawberries than I would be. And that ground cover will take over and work very well. I eventually may put in other ground covers like mint and New Zealand spinach, things like that. I may mix up the ground covers a little bit. But just to do something that's right doesn't always make you any money. Sometimes it's just doing something that's right. Doing it for a good reason can be more beneficial than any money put forward to have done that. Now, it'd be nice, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to be paid for all my endeavors. And it would be preferable to be able to create an income off of what I do. But not everything that I do is income correlated and or required, because I can see the benefit of my actions beyond the correlation of money to effect. Could I create a bigger effect with more money? Yeah, I could do that. If somebody is willing to pay me to create a larger effect with more money, I am more than willing to take their money and create the larger effect. I have no problem creating a larger, more beneficial effect if somebody wants to pay for it. If that someone is you, and you want to create a farm, or you want to start a nursery, or you want to turn a ecologically diverse system that was there and got turned into a desert by humans back into the system of a similar nature, because we can't turn it back to the original, into something that functions, turn a man-made desert into something that functions better, leave a comment below. Find ways to get a hold of people that want to help you and produce more viability on our planet. This is really good stuff. It's really important. We should think about it and talk about it. Have a great day.